Hello, my name is Margaret Underwood, and today I will be discussing toxic waste disposal and the dangers it causes to our environment. I chose this specific topic because I work in a doctor's office and see every day how much hazardous waste is produced from needles and soiled cloths because of medical treatments. Toxic waste is a serious environmental issue. It does not only affect the atmosphere, but also the health of the populations. Toxic waste can be described as a potentially dangerous waste, which because of the amounts and what chemical compounds are among the waste may cause irreversible health problems and even known to cause birth defects. This happens when the waste is improperly transported, disposed of, stored, treated, or otherwise managed. There are many possible characteristics of toxic waste. To name a few, there are liquids, solids, gases or sludges, paints, flammables, pesticides, and acids. The sad thing is many of these things can be found around the home and are oftentimes not disposed of properly. Disposal sites for toxic waste consist of landfills, surface impoundment, waste piles, land treatment units, injection wells, salt dome and salt bed formations, underground mine, and underground caves. Landfills are excavated or engineered sites where non-liquid hazardous waste is deposited for final disposal and covered. Surface impoundments are natural topographic depressions, man-made excavations, or diked areas formed primarily of earth and materials used for temporary storage or treatment of liquid hazardous waste. Waste piles are non-containerized piles of solid, non-liquid hazardous waste that are used for temporary storage or treatment. Land treatment units use naturally occurring soil microbes and sunlight to treat hazardous waste. And the last are salt dome formations, salt bed formations, and underground mines and underground caves, which are geological repositories. The United States began regulating domestic movements of hazardous waste in 1976 with the passage of the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. This is designed to regulate the collection, transport, separation, recovery, and disposal practices and systems of hazardous waste. There are many dangers of toxic waste, which makes this a public health issue. Toxic waste causes major health problems such as cancer, disability, and even premature death. It is also very dangerous for the environment itself. It can be absorbed into our water and food supplies and becomes part of our atmosphere. Researchers analyzed 373 toxic waste sites in India, Indonesia, and the Philippines alone, where an estimated 8.6 million people are at risk of exposure to lead, asbestos, hexavalent, chromium, and other hazardous materials. What public health officials propose is hazardous waste recycling, and there are many benefits to this. Recycling benefits consist of avoiding For environmental benefits, recycling hazardous waste fulfills two of the RCRA's goals by reducing the consumption of raw materials and by reducing the volume of waste materials that must be treated and disposed of. Recycling hazardous waste can mean less air, water, and soil pollution associated with the extraction, refining, and processing of raw materials. Recycling also can reduce emissions of greenhouse gases. When hazardous wastes are recycled, less energy is needed to extract, transport, and process raw materials and to manufacture products. And when energy demands decreases, fewer fossil fuels are burned and less carbon dioxide is emitted. For economic benefits, which many people don't realize, is that not only can hazardous waste recycling be good for the environment, it can also be good for the bottom line. Recycling hazardous waste can increase production efficiency and reduce costs associated with purchasing raw materials and waste management. By recycling hazardous materials, a business may be able to eliminate the generation of hazardous waste and avoid RCRA regulatory requirements altogether. Therefore, a business also gets notification for becoming green. Because of public health efforts, in 2011, about 1.5 million tons of hazardous waste were managed by recycling. This amount is just under 4% of all hazardous waste managed in 2011. The table shown here shows the tons of hazardous waste managed through recycling in 2011 as reported to the National Biennial Report by facilities receiving waste for management.